Imagine waking up tomorrow, living in the exact same house, doing the exact same job, following the exact same routine, meeting the exact same people. Now imagine doing that for the next 10 years. For most people, that isn't a nightmare. It's reality. Here's the terrifying part. Your brain doesn't actually want you to become successful. It doesn't care if you're rich, fit, confident, or fulfilled. It only cares about one thing: keeping you alive. And according to your brain, doing something new is dangerous. So every time you try to change your life, start a business, go to the gym, leave a toxic relationship, or chase a dream, your own brain quietly whispers, maybe tomorrow. Today, we're exposing the comfort trap, the invisible prison almost everyone lives inside, without even realizing it. Welcome back to Mind Cipher, where psychology meets the hidden operating system of your mind. Most people believe they lack discipline. Some think they're lazy. Others blame motivation. But neuroscience tells a completely different story. Your brain is running ancient survival software. Software that evolved over 200,000 years ago, long before deadlines, social media, careers, or modern life even existed. Understanding this one psychological mechanism may completely change how you see yourself forever. Let's start with a simple question. Why do people stay in jobs they hate? Why stay in relationships that hurt? Why keep repeating unhealthy habits, even when they know they're unhappy? Because certainty feels safer than possibility. Your brain is constantly making one calculation, not, will this make me happier? Instead, will this keep me safe? Psychologists call this status quo bias. Humans naturally prefer things to remain exactly as they are, even when change would clearly improve life. Why? Because every unfamiliar situation creates uncertainty, and uncertainty activates one of the brain's oldest alarm systems, the amygdala. The amygdala doesn't distinguish between a charging lion and speaking in front of strangers, or starting your own business. To your primitive brain, they're all potential threats. That's why your heart races before an interview, why you hesitate before posting your first video, why making one phone call feels exhausting. Your brain isn't protecting your dreams, it's protecting your comfort. And comfort can become a prison. Here's something most people never realize. The biggest danger isn't failure. It's becoming so comfortable that you stop noticing you're stuck. And the next psychological trick your brain plays is even more dangerous. Every habit begins with one emotion: discomfort. Feeling stressed? Scroll Instagram. Feeling lonely? Open Netflix. Feeling anxious? Eat something sweet. Feeling bored? Check your phone. Every tiny escape gives your brain a small dopamine reward. Over time, your brain learns an equation: discomfort equals escape. The more often you repeat it, the stronger the neural pathway becomes. Eventually, comfort stops being a choice. It becomes your default setting. This is why breaking bad habits feels painful. You're not simply changing behavior, you're rewiring years of brain conditioning. Imagine walking through a forest. The first path is difficult, covered in bushes, hard to see. The second path has been walked thousands of times. It's smooth, easy, automatic. Your brain always chooses the easiest path, unless you consciously force it not to. That's why people quit gyms after 2 weeks, abandon businesses after 3 months, stop learning new skills. Not because they're incapable, but because their brain is trying to conserve energy. Your mind is built for efficiency, not transformation. But here's where everything changes. What if comfort is actually making you weaker? Because science shows something incredible happens. The moment you voluntarily choose discomfort. Think about muscles. They only grow after microscopic damage. Your brain works the same way. Every time you do something uncomfortable, learning a language, meeting new people, starting a YouTube channel, asking someone out, your brain begins building new neural connections. This is called neuroplasticity. Your brain literally rewires itself. The people you admire aren't fearless. They're simply people who've trained their brains to become familiar with discomfort. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something your nervous system learns. Every difficult conversation, every rejection, every mistake, every failure teaches your brain something powerful. I survived. And once your brain realizes you're safe, what once felt terrifying becomes ordinary. Think back to the first time you drove a car. It felt overwhelming. Today, you barely think about it. The same process applies to public speaking, business, fitness, dating, leadership. Everything feels impossible until repetition convinces your brain otherwise. Your comfort zone never expands by thinking. It expands by doing. Imagine two versions of yourself. The first spends every day chasing comfort, avoiding risk, avoiding embarrassment, avoiding uncertainty. 10 years later, life hasn't changed. Now imagine another version. Every day, they choose one uncomfortable action, one difficult conversation, one workout, one opportunity, one courageous decision. The actions seem tiny, almost insignificant. But years later, those tiny choices become an entirely different life. Success isn't built through giant leaps. It's built through repeated moments where comfort loses and courage wins. The comfort trap doesn't lock its victims with chains. It locks them with familiarity. It convinces you that waiting is wisdom, that tomorrow is guaranteed, that someday you'll finally feel ready. But readiness rarely comes first. Action does. The life you've imagined is waiting just beyond the place your brain keeps telling you not to go. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself one simple question. What's one uncomfortable thing I can do today that my future self will thank me for? Because every extraordinary life begins with one uncomfortable decision. If this video changed the way you see your own mind, hit like and subscribe to Mind Cipher, where we decode the hidden psychology behind human behavior, success, and the mind itself. And before you leave, tell us in the comments, what's one comfort zone you're finally ready to break? Because someone reading your answer today might find the courage to change their life tomorrow. Until next time, keep questioning, keep growing, and keep decoding your mind. This is Mind Cipher.